This is the AEW Collision and Battle of the Belts 12 full show results video, which takes place at Adventist Health Arena in Stockton, California. We start off with a vignette with the BCC and Jon Moxley talking about the AEW World Title that is a symbol of everything he hates in this sport and everything that AEW was not supposed to be. Moxley says Top Flight gets a gift that is a title shot at the World Trios titles and they will win this war and their enemies are weak in spirit. Tonight is a public execution. We start off with Ricochet's music as he comes to the ring to get ready for the first match of the night. The music of AR Fox is up next as he makes his way out to the ring. Then we saw a match between Ricochet versus AR Fox. We saw a moment when both men are on the top rope and Fox drops Ricochet with spinning neckbreaker. In the end, Ricochet nails Fox with a big uppercut and then a knee strike and then picks up Fox and drops him with the vertigo for the pinfall victory. After the match, Ricochet grabs a mic and says he came to AEW because this is where the best wrestle and says that he has yet to be pinned or submitted. He then calls out Takeshita and says it doesn't matter where he goes and that he will be waiting to kick Takeshita ass. Ricochet then says that it doesn't matter who Don Callis sends, he will knock down every opponent and will become the new international champion, and closed by saying he is not from this planet, but out of this world. Daniel Garcia and Private Party cuts a promo backstage, and Garcia said BCC wants to take over AEW, and people like Young Bucks and Elite thinks it's not their business because they are running from their responsibilities. Cassidy says Young Bucks are coward, but we would not let happen BCC to control on AEW, because this company changed his life entirely, and they have a business tonight. The next match happened between Harley Cameron versus Chris Statlander. Chris picks up Harley for a powerbomb, but she rolls her up for only a 2 count, then Harley drops Chris with a DDT, but it's not enough to keep Chris down as she kicks out at 2. In the end, Chris Statlander connects on Harley with a big discus lariat and then picks her up and drops her, and defeated Harley by pinfall. After the match, Statlander grabs a mic and says one thing about her: she is never afraid to test herself. She says that she is the toughest woman in AEW, and Chris then calls out Camille and says that she will kick her up and make sure Mercedes has a front row seat. Back from commercial break, the music of Private Party hits first as they make their way out, and the music of Daniel Garcia hits next as he makes his way out wearing an AEW tank top. Next up is the music of the Premier Athletes, and Mark Sterling has a mic and says that the Premier Athletes have agreed to take care of the Punk Kids, referring to Garcia and Private Party, and then tries to get the fans to do the typical Athletes roll chant. Then we saw a trios match between the Premier Athletes versus Daniel Garcia and Private Party, and the result of this match was Private Party and Daniel Garcia defeated the Premier Athletes by pinfall when Private Party drops Woods with a gin and juice to get the win. The music of Orange Cassidy is up next to a big ovation from the fans. Up next is the music for the Iron Savages. Jack Jameson has a mic and says that Cassidy and his group is featured on every show AEW has, and he says that the Savages keep getting stepped on and says that Cassidy is going to get stepped on, and Jameson calls for the bell and tells the ref to ring the bell. Then we saw a match between Orange Cassidy versus Bolt Bronson. Cassidy drops Jameson as Bronson misses with a fist, as Cassidy then nails Bronson with a big orange punch and covers him for the quick win. The next match happened between Jamie Hayter versus Brooke Havoc, and the result of this match was Jamie Hayter defeated Brooke Havoc by pinfall when she drops Brooke with a big lariat for the win. After the match, we go to a video screen with Penelope Ford calling Jamie a backstabber and that Hayter never checked on her while she was out, which is why she attacked Hayter. Ford reminded Hayter she was out injured for 2 years and she won't let anyone forget who Penelope Ford is. We go backstage with Lexi Nair talking to Daniel Garcia and Private Party, and Orange Cassidy then comes in as Garcia says it is not about being a tough guy, but it's about holding people accountable, and Garcia says Orange has stepped in the ring with those guys, and Cassidy tells Garcia he is not their guy. The next match happened between Kyle Fletcher versus Atlantis Jr., and the result of this match was Kyle Fletcher defeated Atlantis Jr. by pinfall. After the match, Don Callis is in the ring with a mic and says that Kyle Fletcher has something to say. Fletcher says he is ready to talk and calls Stockton idiots, and says he will talk on Wednesday and the fans and Will Ospreay will listen. The next match happened between House of Black versus Alphazo, Dark Fox, and Chris Nasty, and the result of this match was House of Black won the match by pinfall. We go backstage with Lexi Nair talking to Thunder Rosa, who says that she is cleared, and she talks about winning a title, going to London, and Harley Cameron comes in and mocks Rosa, who then drops her to end this really bad segment. The next match happened between the Outrunners versus La Faction Ingobernables Rush and the Beast Mortos, and the result of this match was Rush and the Beast Mortos defeated the Outrunners by pinfall. After the match, LFI triple team the Outrunners and the music of FTR hits as they run to the ring to make the save, and we get a brawl with the Outrunners and FTR taking out LFI. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac vs Top Flight for the AEW Trios Championship, and the result of this match was Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac won the match by pinfall when Pac drops action with a tombstone piledriver, and retained the AEW Trios Championship. Jon Moxley's music hits as he and Marina Shafir come through the crowd in BCC assault action and Top Flight. Moxley hits action and drops him hard, and Lio Rush tries to make the save, but he is taken out. As we are now on Battle of the Belts, Dark Order come out to make the save, but they are taken out by Pac and Yuta with a chair. Moxley has Evil Uno in a headlock and tosses him to the floor, and John Silver is in the ring. Moxley has a mic and says that he is going to give them a chance to fight for their lives and dreams, and tells the ref he works for him and says they will put the titles on the line against Dark Order. The bell rings. In the end, Yuta then comes in with a chair as the ref is distracted, and Pac comes off the top rope and stomps on the head of Reynolds, and Reynolds taps out from the sharpshooter, and again Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac retain the trios titles. After the match, the BCC continues the assault on Dark Order, but Private Party, Daniel Garcia and Orange Cassidy come down to make the save, as Cassidy then walks to the back, while Garcia and Private Party look confused. The next match happened between Kazuchika Okada vs Kyle O'Reilly for the AEW Continental Championship. O'Reilly goes to the floor as Okada hits him and then DDTs him on the floor, and both men are back in the ring. Okada scoop slams Kyle and then comes off the top rope with a big knee, and Okada then drops Kyle with a lariat and then hits him with a dropkick as O'Reilly gets up, and then Okada hits his finisher Rainmaker, and defeated Kyle O'Reilly by pinfall to retain the AEW Continental Championship. We go to a video package hyping up the Women's World Title Eliminator coming up tonight, where Anna Jay said she don't like Mariah, and she is gonna beat Mariah, and if you don't believe, just try me. Rush and Dralistico are backstage, and Rush says that LFI will destroy every wrestler. Hologram is shown being choked out by the Beast Mortos. Then we saw a match between Brian Cage and Lance Archer versus Jack Cartwheel and John Cruz, and the result of this match was Brian Cage and Lance Archer defeated Jack Cartwheel and John Cruz by pinfall when Cage and Archer pick up Cruz and powerbomb him. We go backstage with Lexi Nair, Undisputed Kingdom, and Beast Mortos. Undisputed Kingdom ask him what he is doing with LFI, and Matt Taven called Mortos Frank, and Strong is not happy that Beast is working with LFI. Back from the commercial break, the AEW Women's World Champion is out first. Anna Jay's music hits next as she makes her way down to the ring. Then we saw AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match between Mariah May vs Anna Jay, and the result of this match was Anna Jay defeated Mariah May by pinfall. The fans go crazy as Mariah May looks stunned, and it's announced in 2 weeks on Collision, May will defend the title against Jay, as the show goes off the air.